going to be my review for the third Pirates of the Caribbean movie, Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End. This came out in 2007, and I'd seen the original Pirates movie pretty close when it came out and liked it, the Curse of the Black Pearl, and I'd seen the second one. Just kind of stopped watching them. I thought they were getting a little less interesting. I didn't think there was going to be too much more going on with the series to, justify watching the rest of them. But then with the some of the podcasts I listen to, like I mentioned a lot on here, Now Playing is doing this retrospective of all these movies because there's a new one coming out. So they do that a lot when a new movie in a series is coming out. They'll go back and watch all of them. And so I just decided to go ahead and watch the movies with them and see how they were, just finish up the series. So, like I said, I like the first one, the Black Pearl, Curse of the Black Pearl. Interesting, especially for it's based on like a theme ride in Disney, so that's pretty cool that they made an interesting movie. And then second one was a pretty steep decline. So Dead Man's Chest. So I think I would have gave like the original Pirates like a 4.25 out of 5, and Dead Man's Chest I probably would have gave like a 3.25. So a pretty steep drop. And so they're kind of getting worse as they go. They're also getting longer. So the second one was pretty long, and this third one is really long. It's 2 hours and 50 minutes. It's almost 3 hours, which is pretty crazy. But anyways, so kind of like a little behind the scenes. Most of the main characters are back again. Gore Verbinski is back directing. He has done the first 3. This will be the last one that he does, actually. I think he's a pretty good director, actually. And then Johnny Depp's back, of course, as Captain Jack Sparrow, and Orlando Bloom is Will Turner, and Keira Knightley is Elizabeth Swann. So the main kind of protagonists, the good guys, and then a lot of the other characters are back as well. Bill Nye is playing Davy Jones again. We have Jeffrey Rush is Barbossa, and a lot of those supporting characters are back. So with this one, it's kind of a little bit of the more of the same. So Jack got devoured by the Kraken in the last movie, and they brought back Barbossa, and they said they could potentially get Jack saved as well. He's what they say, he's at World's End, so that's where the title of the movie comes. Will, Elizabeth, and Barbossa, they're all teaming up to go to the World's End and find Jack and get him back. And then they want to get him because there's like the Pirates Brethren. It's like all the pirate lords are wanting to get together, and they need to make a decision about the East India Trading Company. So this movie starts off pretty brutal. It straight up starts with murders. They're just hanging men, women, and children, and I was like, ooh, this is super dark. It's a very dark start to the movie, which is really weird, especially that it's Disney. It's based off like a theme ride. It's like pretty much a kid's movie. And even later, there's like some people getting shot and stuff, and it's pretty intense for what they're doing. But basically, was it Lord Cutler Beckett is kind of the head of the East India Trading Company, and he's the one that's rounding up all the pirates and is trying to get rid of all of them. And so that's kind of the whole premise, is that he's trying to get rid of the pirates. These pirate lords are trying to get together and fight them. So one of like the new characters is like Ken Watanabe is a pirate here from Singapore. They go to Singapore at the beginning. And so yeah, then there's just a bunch of double crossing. Everybody's double crossing each other left and right, kind of like you do in these movies. And I don't know. I don't want to like go through every single thing about the plot, but I guess one thing that was interesting was that this movie and the last one, Dead Man's Chest, were shot at the same time. So they do that with a lot of franchises like the Lord of the Rings and stuff. When they know they're going to be doing multiple movies, they'll shoot them at the same time to save money. I didn't know that before watching this, so it's kind of interesting. But yeah, it's pretty has a weird start. It's really dark. There's like a couple things like I like Keira Knightley as an actress; she's really good. But then like her character is getting, um, it's fine that she's like progressing. So like she starts out in the first one, she's the daughter of a governor. So at the time she just kind of sits around and knits or whatever. She's just kind of a proper lady or whatever, and she kind of has that role at the beginning. But she's really smart, so she'll do things that are really smart, and she's intelligent, which is really nice for her character to be like really smart. But then, like in the last one, especially here, they start to make her. She's like basically a pirate herself now, and she becomes, because of certain things, she's like the captain of one of these ships at the end of this movie, or at least in the middle of the movie. And she gets like all these fighting skills because they have to have like they have to have her fighting and shooting people and sword fighting, and it's okay. Like she does it well, but at the same time, it's just kind of weird that I don't know if I wanted like them to have a montage for being trained, or I mean, you think they could have shown something between the two movies, the last one and this one, where if she does have all these fighting skills, like where's she getting them from? Maybe show her in like Will, like practicing, or something. Not that she just automatically knows how to fight. It's kind of dumb. And also, Keira Knightley is just distractingly hot. She's like super gorgeous. She's really beautiful, and especially in these movies, like everybody else is like dirty and grimy because they're all on these pirate ships and whatnot. They're not probably bathing very much, and then she is just like perfect. Just like has a shower every morning. Her hair is like gorgeous and perfect and straight, and it's just kind of funny. Like they could have just maybe made her look a little rougher than just like this shining beacon of like beauty in the middle of all these pirates. It's just weird. It's distracting, like how good she looks. It's kind of weird. But then I kind of mentioned like there's too many double crosses. There's too many people playing other people against each other. All the different captains, Jack and Barbossa and Davy Jones and Will and Elizabeth. They all have like their own agendas, and it's not like the most confusing thing in the world to figure out. But I kept thinking if kids were watching this, they have to check out for almost a 3 hour movie and all these double crosses. I don't see how kids could be enthralled with that the whole time. It's just kind of weird. A weird way to take your movies. Like, cut back on some of these double crosses. Like, just make it a little more simple, please. There's a lot of drawn out action, and it just never takes a break. Kind of reminded me of like Transformers in that sense, where it was just like so much action all the time. The big climax scene, they're fighting and they're in the middle of like this maelstrom, and the ships are going against each other. For how long it is, it's a really long fight scene. I was surprised that it kind of kept my attention, so that was good. But at the same time, it's always just go go go. They just never take a break in these movies with like the action and stuff. So they need to just like stop for a while, just stop fighting, stop doing like all this conniving, and just like take a break for a minute, take a breather, and just let the movie kind of explain things a little bit or something. Too much action all the time, just continuous. But with all that said, I thought this was a little bit better than Dead Man's Chest. I thought that I kind of checked out of that one, and this one is even longer. So this is like I think 15-20 minutes longer than Dead Man's Chest. So I gave Dead Man's Chest like a 3.25. I'm gonna give this like a 3.5. So not a lot better, but a little bit better. I thought it was a little more entertaining, and I kind of followed it a little bit more. I'm pretty worried for the ones coming up. So on Stranger Tides, I'm gonna watch that pretty soon here, and I just heard they just get worse and worse. But I'll watch that one next, and then eventually I'll see the new one. I'm not gonna go see it in theater, but and another thing, these movies do have really, really good special effects. That's definitely one of the things that I think they might have got nominated for Oscars, at least for the first one. The special effects are really, really good. That's kind of another similar thing with like Transformers. It's like these big action movies that maybe there's a little too much action, but they have great special effects. You can't really deny that. And so yeah, again, 3.5 out of a 5. So it's kind of like a mild recommend. It's okay. I think especially these first 3, because they're kind of a trilogy. I think they're decent enough to watch, just to put them on. The biggest problem is like how long it is. This is a really long one. So, okay, that'll be it.